What's going on YouTube? This is Deke back with another So Rare video. Today we're doing another budget builder, but this time we're doing 250 euros slash dollars, and we're only spending it in the MLS. MLS is super underpriced right now, which is a great sign. If you want to have an entry point that isn't as expensive as some of the European cards right now. And basically I'm just going to go through a nice cheap team that could get you some rewards, and if you're just starting out, I think it would be a great spot. First off, just want to say shout out to Adam Holozic, Czech Republic jersey, wearing it today. He scored in the cup for Leverkusen. My buddy and I, we play an online FM save, and Holozic was awesome for me, so we always usually get a kit of one of the players that we turned into amazing players. So I'm always rooting for him. I just want to touch on that. I'll start wearing kits more often. So you can see here, this is not a value squad, but if I were to make an MLS team right now that I think would be very solid and at these price points, it's kind of ridiculous if you're kind of thinking long term, like next season you want to play MLS as well. But if we take a look at this team, so we have Sean Johnson, New York City FC. We have Kai Wagner, who is pretty much the top defender. You look at his L5, 74, unbelievable. Carlos Hill, he's been struggling, so his price is tanked considerably, which is fine. But, I mean, at this entry point, if you're making a squad, I mean, that's great to be able to pick up a superstar. I'm really interested to see how Veroni coming in. Maybe they can link up a little bit, having another star player in that attack might be a little bit better. Driussi, as well for Austin, he's been unbelievable. And Mukhtar for Nashville. This 5, you can see here, they have a tier 1, but they're pretty much getting rewards every week, 12 out of the 22. So you're kind of just stacking rewards over and over. And this is actually only a lineup floor price of 0.75 or 0.709 for the recent price. If you looked maybe at the beginning / after the first couple weeks of MLS, this team would have been, I know ETH prices changed, this team would have cost you, I mean, Hill is alone was probably like 0.75. It was crazy because I bought him at 0.5 and his price is still going down. I thought, oh man, he's not going to go any lower than this. But, you know, you make those investments. I still think he's going to bounce back. He's a great player. So that is not the topic of the video. This is a budget build. Just want to show you that and hopefully not give away the whole thing. So let's start out here at goalkeeper with Drake Callender. For Inter Miami, he has stepped into the starting lineup. I posted that I was going to make this on Twitter, and a few of you reached out. He was already going to be in the video. Take a look at his rare price, 0.45. That's where I'm kind of looking at as a guy that's probably going to start. You know, this 2022, will he renew here? Where will he go? Does make it a little bit risky, but if you look here, solid scores, but he has those upside scores as well. If you take a look at the first 3 he started, phenomenal. And then the last time out against San Jose, they won on the road there as underdogs. But, you know, that was a great score as well. So I'm only going to go with one goalkeeper in this budget build, just because I think if you can get a couple outfield players for rotation, and at 0.03 or 62 euros, it's not taking like the majority of a budget like most goalkeepers do. At defense, I have 2 players. I have Claudia Bravo for Portland. If we take a look at him, he's only 29 for his floor. His L40 is 59. And, you know, if you take a look at his L5 and L15, both 60 plus. So he does have a lot of green scores here. He didn't play out time. Why is that not loading like that? All right. He didn't play last time out. I don't know why this is doing this, but I didn't play last time out. I believe it was a suspension. I will have to double check on that, just the accumulation of yellow cards. But you take a look, he has a lot of 60 scores. He is a left back, so he might have a little bit of a boost coming into whenever the new Matrix, I believe, game week 300. So that would be my first one. And the other one that you can play, matchup based if you would like, is Rudy Camacho. He plays for Montreal. He is contracted through next season, the end of next season. And we take a look, he is only 16 euros and he has some hundreds back here. So that's kind of his upside is definitely there. He is a center back, and we take a look. He has been very solid. He has put up over the last year 580 plus, and then he has these as well. And then he's in the middle of the range, which won't kill you. He's not going to kill you a lot of the times. You know, he does have a few yellow scores, but I don't really think he's going to kill you. I'm not sure why the totals aren't scoring up there. But again, another cheap option. All these guys, there's 7 total, I believe 7, and they are going to cost you just a shade above 250 euros. At the time I put this together, they were all under, but some prices have changed a little bit. Next up is Maximiliano Morales for New York City FC. So, as you can see, his contract is only through 2022. He is 35 years old. But what I'm thinking here, there is an option to pick him up next year. And I think that he has been a great servant for the club. I think they will extend him one more year, and then maybe he retires next season. I still think, even though the graph is going down like this, I still think there is some value at 26 euros. I think you can get that back in rewards. If you take a look at his rare, it's 0.14. So, I mean, not terrible on that price either. So if we take a look at his scores, he has some really upside performances, highlighted by this 95 and this 99. Since Tati Castellanos is gone, there will be some openings. You might not get as great scores. You know, there's a lot of assist opportunities, but Talis Magno's in there. I'm not really worried about New York City FC falling off by any means. And he still is a very big contributor to the squad. So you take a look here. He didn't play here, but pretty much playing the every match. He's still in good form. I still think he has another year left in him. So that's one cheap option. The other cheap option is Darlington Nagby. So he plays for Columbus Crew. He's 32 years old. He's only 8 euros. You can't go wrong with this. I have 2 of them just because if there's a lineup that I need somebody, he's not going to tear the roof off, but I kind of saw that he's, you know, a solid pickup. And I believe, let's see, yeah, this 93.1 actually got me rewards whenever that was a goal back in 283. So I did have him in the lineup there. That was nice. But he's not going to kill your lineup. He's not going to, you know, his most likely score is 40 to 50, as you can see with the 17. He's not going to have those 30 to 40s unless he's coming off the bench or something like that. But he does have upside from time to time. A player for 8 euros, I mean, it's worth a shot, and it's a guy that you can just plug in your lineup, and he could kind of help you at times, but you're hoping from upside from other guys. Okay, biggest signing, we're gonna go with Diego Rubio. So he is 69 euros, nice. But the big thing with him is his price hasn't caught up. You know, he's staying the same. He's in amazing form. I do have him in the club, and I haven't played him. And I'm missing out on all these amazing performances. Take a look at his last few matches. 84, 75, 76, 76. I mean, all these green matches, he's playing so well. He had decisives galore in that 5-4 amazing game, if you like offense. You know, decisive here, decisive here, decisive here. It's decisives, and he came off the bench for the one he didn't have in his last several. So he is a stud. I really like Diego Rubio, and I think if you're kind of... He's not quite a superstar, but I think he's a good talent in that he's 29. His contract does run out, but a lot of MLS contracts run out at the end of the season. I still think he will land somewhere regardless of kind of if he stays in Colorado or not. It could be a better situation, could be worse. But at 69 euros, I think that is a great investment into this 250 euro team. And my other forward, we're going to take Johnny Russell. So he is under contract through 2023. If you see here, he is 32. He is going for 30 euros. He's more of a risky of the 2 forward options. As you can see, he's very goal dependent, but he does have that upside. Last season or earlier this season, he did have more upside. We haven't seen that. I haven't seen that from Sporting Kansas City either. But you look at all these green scores. He was doing amazing. This year, we've seen a lot less. So, sub appearance here, but he did have a decisive. He's starting pretty much every match. So you're not going to be upset if he's starting every single match. I I think that's a guy that, at 30 euros, you have those two. You could play him in the lineup, or you can play maybe Nagby as your sub, just depending on matchups. And he gives you a chance to, upside. He gets a goal, he gets a brace. He could have a great run out and get your team into the rewards. So if we take a look at, we'll take a look at this first. So I did put this together. They played 5 game weeks where they all played 2 out of 5, 40% on the rewards. And you take a look at their lineup, it's 0.14 is the floor price. Pretty solid. I mean, to conceivably, hopefully you get some nicer rewards. You're looking at like tier 3s, but they could all have a good week and go a little bit further than that. So we take a look at our cumulative price, 256 euros, slightly above the 250, but like I said, I think it was like 248 whenever I made this. This was from yesterday, but recording the video today. But if you take a look at this, I like this setup. You can get into the game very cheap, and you can kind of get an MLS-ready team where a lot of people have already moved to Europe, and not as many people are interested in the MLS. And I think some of these values will get a little bit higher as well if we're talking into next season. Just remember, whenever the MLS season, the hype will kind of go because Europe is ending, and you can kind of pick up some cheaper guys as the European season goes. This might not be the lowest these prices are. It could keep going down. I would think with more European leagues starting, just less interest in the MLS. The interest in the MLS was due to the off season, so it could be a really good time to get into the game, get into some MLS, and then maybe in the off season for Europe next year, you can pick up some cheaper guys. That's kind of the route that I went. I kind of went the Americas route. I have some Argentinians, Brazilian, and then in the off season, I picked up some Challenger Europe guys and some underpriced Europe guys. So hopefully you guys like this budget builder. We'll keep doing some kind of budget build kind of videos for different things. I already did the Challenger Europe. Hopefully you guys like that video. But let me know if any cheap players in the MLS that you're looking at to help all of you in this. Thanks again for watching, and catch you on the next one.